Hi guys, today we'll be looking at another aspect of academic writing, and the focus will be on the problem solution essay. Now, this is a very popular essay that university and college students will be asked to write at some stage. Now, instructors may not necessarily say it's a problem solution essay, but if you're asked to discuss a problem and you're asked about the impact or the effect, and if you're asked to provide solutions, then it's a problem solution essay or a problem effect solution essay. Now, it's important to talk about academic writing when we speak about these college and university essays, because it's important to understand that when you're in college or university, you're no longer being expected to only write the 5-paragraph essay. Now, most of us in high school learned about the 5-paragraph essay. You know, you have the introduction, which is 1 paragraph, you have 3 body paragraphs, and then you have a concluding paragraph. Now, if you know how to do that, that's good, because that's the foundation for academic essays. But the 5-paragraph essay is basically considered a traditional essay. It's considered, a very expository essay. You're just explaining things. But once you go beyond high school, you're expected to do more than explain. More than anything else, you're expected to write an essay that has a strong thesis statement. The most important part of any academic essay is the thesis statement. Because if there's no thesis statement, then there's no need for an essay. Because as it is in the academic essay, you are expected to evaluate, interpret, and state a position. And that's what these academic essays are about. Having a position and then proving the position in the body of the essay. Because the academic essay is more than just you writing what you think. It has nothing to do with what you think. I mean, yeah, you have an opinion, but you're basing the discussion not on your thoughts, but actual facts. And the only way to know these facts is to do research. So this essay is going to be more than just a true objective display of facts. But what we're looking for is a compelling argument based on the position you took in your thesis statement. So if you have no thesis statement, do not begin writing until you are sure of your thesis statement. And let me say that as you write, you may find that the thesis tweaks a little bit, and that's okay. Because as I discussed in another video, you have to plan your essay. And in planning, while you gather information, you may begin to think, oh, let me move a little bit more to this side or to that side. And that's good. You don't want to be discovering that you don't quite believe what you're saying as you write. You want to make that discovery before you actually start writing. Therefore, you must plan. So let me show you what is expected in each paragraph of the problem solution essay. And if you're in my intercultural communication class, you want to listen up, because this is exactly what I'm expecting. And if I don't say it, we're going to have a problem, guys. A huge problem. Okay. So now let's see the content that would be expected in each paragraph of the problem solution essay. Okay, so in the introduction, you begin with a hook, then you provide background information to explain the context. And in this case, you'd be expected to define the problem, state why it's important, and mention the effect on people. But this is the introduction, so there is no depth of discussion yet. You're mentioning enough so that you provide enough background information and you provide enough context for the reader, moi, the academic audience. I did a previous video where I spoke about how to write the introductory paragraph for any essay, so you can have a look at that also and match what I said in that video and see how you can incorporate the more specific information here about the problem solution introductory paragraph. So hook, background information, and then a thesis statement. And I'll have a video, I haven't done it yet, but I'll have a video where I'll remind you about what actually makes a thesis statement a thesis statement. Because remember, you have to have one. No thesis statement, and you may fail the essay, because all it will be is sentences that don't really tell us where you're going. And we have to know. We have to be very clear about where you're going so that we can follow you and so that we can see your arguments and we can see your logic and we can understand your claims. Okay? So the thesis statement will be a sentence or two that tells us what you consider to be the solution. And once again, you're generalizing at this point because you're going to be discussing the solutions in detail further on. So the thesis statement tells us the solution, which is the thesis of the essay, and you will prove it by providing enough evidence. So remember, the goal of the thesis statement is to tell us your position, and as we read, every point you make must lead us back to your thesis statement, and that's what we're expecting. And after we have your thesis statement, now we're expecting a smooth transition into the first body paragraph where you will discuss the first problem and effect. So you begin with a topic sentence that states the problem and effect, and then after the topic sentence, you will explain what you mean by giving us details. So we expect you to explain the problem by telling us what causes it, why the problem is troubling or harmful or frustrating, and then we expect you to explain the effect by telling why that effect is a problem, who is affected, how they're affected, and how widespread the effect is. And all of your claims must be supported. And you support them by using definitions if you need to, by logical reasons, by facts and figures, and by quotations from outside sources. You have to have outside sources. Therefore, you are expected to integrate these sources properly. I have a video, another one, where I explain how to integrate the sources carefully, because we don't expect you to just throw in according to Hay in 2020. No. Yeah, maybe you'll start like that. But there are 7 steps to actually writing a well-developed body paragraph, and that video is available. I suspect it's going to be one of the ones either before or after this, so it shouldn't be hard to find. I don't have the link yet. Oh, and I have this in red. Try to anticipate objections and acknowledge them and respond to them. Because you can never be a scholar and assume that everybody agrees with you. You will improve your credibility if you do mention 1 or 2 objections and you respond to them. You know, you could say something like, even though some people don't believe that they need to have friends from other cultures. That's the objection there. And then you continue. So you want to always make it clear that you understand that not everybody sees the world the way you are presenting it. So that speaks to your logical reasoning also. And then when you're done with all of that, you end with a concluding sentence that takes us back to the thesis. Because your thesis is your overall message, and every point must take us back there. Okay? Then when you move on to the solution paragraph, and the way it works best, since you have more than one problem, it would be best if you did problem, effect, solution, problem, effect, solution, problem, effect, solution. Now, if you were doing a short essay where you were only dealing with one problem, then it would be okay to do problem in one paragraph, effect in one paragraph, and then solution. But we're not doing a 5-paragraph essay. We're done with that. We're doing an academic essay. So if you followed the problem, effect, solution, problem, effect, solution, problem, effect, solution structure, you'd get a much better, unified and coherent essay. So when you get to the solution paragraph, you're going to state the solution. And once again, it has to be a well-developed paragraph. Keep in mind all the things that I told you about the previous paragraph, where you give the outside sources, you give the logical reason, and you anticipate objections. So you do that for the entire essay. And then at the end, you have a concluding paragraph. It's also a real paragraph. I have another video where I tell you how to write the concluding paragraph. So you want to check that out before you actually write or before you actually submit your essay. Once again, I haven't uploaded it yet, but it is going to be one of these. I've done about 5 or 6 videos, all related to writing the perfect academic essay. So whatever you're watching now, look 2 above or 2 below. It will be somewhere there, but you really need to be clear about how to write your concluding paragraph, because you want to leave the reader, moi, with a nice overall good feeling, where you said all you said and you don't just leave it there, but you find a very creative and a very intellectually stimulating way of ending your discussion. Leave us panting, wanting more. Okay? So once you've done all of this, hey, you now have a really good problem, effect, solution essay. So what I want you to do before you write your essay, go back to what I discussed about each body paragraph. Make sure that you include all the points. For example, if you're writing about the problem, we want to know, why it's a problem, why is it frustrating. So look at all the things that I mentioned and plan before you actually write this essay. So I hope that helps. I'm looking forward to reading some really great essays this semester, because I think with this additional resource, guys, you got it made. So follow the guidelines, and until I see you in the next video, and until I see you, intercultural students in class, bye for now.